Breaking news. Amid the Wike and Fubara's fight in Rivers, the governor of Rivers State, similarly Fubara, has declared that Rivers State is effectively under the control of two governments, his administration and that of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike. Guys, Fubara's remark alone highlights the tension and the complexity of the current political landscape in Rivers State. And he noted that litigation has become a consistent figure, of the state's governance, suggesting that the newly integrated Rivers State Council might soon face legal battles. And he won't be surprised if he hears that they've taken his newly inaugurated council to court, highlighting the precarious nature of the political authority in the state. Despite these challenges, Governor Fubara has affirmed his commitment to assessing his role as the legitimate leader of Rivers State. He acknowledged the influence of Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, and now a key figure in the federal government, but stressed the importance of maintaining clear leadership within the state. Now, this is Fubara not hiding the fact that Rivers have two governments, the government of himself and that of Nyesom Wike, but has decided to take a big move to show Wike who is really in charge in Rivers State. And Fubara also took this opportunity to welcome the new chairman of the Rivers State Council, urging them to assess their position and their responsibilities. Guys, this is kind of interesting. So Governor Fubara is telling us that in Rivers State, we have two governments in Rivers State. The government of himself and that of Nyesom Wike, because he has noted that Rivers State is effectively under the control of two governments, his administration and that of the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. And he is not denying this. He even said this publicly, but has also maintained his strong fight against Wike's control in the state and how he will show Wike who is really in charge of Rivers State. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? No doubt Fubara has been faced with a lot of battles ever since he fell out with Nyesom Wike barely 4 months after he was inaugurated as the governor in the state. And a lot of people never saw this coming as a result of the close relationship Fubara shared with his predecessor Nyesom Wike even before he became the governor of the state. But afterwards, there have been crises, one crisis to another, lawmakers trying to impeach Fubara, Fubara fighting off these lawmakers, breaking off the Rivers State House of Assembly complex. To an extent, the lawmakers were saying that Fubara is kind of threatening them and their families due to his consistent visits to the legislative quarters in Rivers and how he parades himself up and down looking for whom to destroy, and a lot of stories here and there. Let's not forget the recent one concerning the local government council chairmen who refused to vacate their office even after the expiration of their tenure. They refused to leave office, and then Fubara had to do one or two things to make sure that they leave office. Although the people of Rivers State also assisted Fubara in this fight, most youth took up to the street and stormed some council secretariat. They stormed the 23 council local government council secretariat across the state and started chasing out some local government council chairmen who refused to vacate their office. And this brought about the Nigerian security agencies, the police, involving themselves in this field, and they lost a life. And amid all these things, Fubara is still telling the people of Rivers that he knows that this Rivers State is being controlled by two administrations, that of his and that of Nyesom Wike. Well, I don't really know how this statement will go down with many, but then Fubara should focus on his job and stop telling the people of Rivers that the state is being controlled by two administrations, that of himself and that of Nyesom Wike. It's not telling good about him, because he needs to pose a leadership front that shouldn't be questioned, because this kind of statement will question his authority in Rivers State, which we know ought not to be questioned. But all this kind of statements saying Wike is also in charge, yes, we know Wike is trying to be in charge because he doesn't want to let go of Rivers State. He wants to remain there, irrespective of him being the ex-governor. But Wike said no, he will remain there. He wants to drag structures with Fubara. Meanwhile, he's the FCT minister. He ought to have focused on his ministerial position as the FCT minister. But no, Wike is saying he wants to hold the structures of Rivers State to himself and not to the governor. Also trying to fight for the PDP structures in the state and also the APC structures in the state. And a lot of people saw this move by Wike as a means of bringing federal power on the state, in the sense that ahead of the 2027 elections, Wike wants to make sure he delivers Rivers State to President Bola Tinubu, just like he did during the last elections. So people tend to analyze his moves and why he's trying to create troubles for Fubara in the state. And amid all these things, Fubara has on several occasions shown that yes, he is the governor and no person can challenge his authority in the state, not even Nyesom Wike. Yes, we know Wike may have some backings of federal powers, but then nobody can stop Fubara's authority in the state. He has to exercise his authority in the state, which he did when he had removed some traditional council rulers in Rivers, because this particular person was said to be Nyesom Wike's ally. He went ahead and printed some calendars without inserting the picture of the governor and that of the deputy governor. And this got words, to the governor's ears. And these words got to the governor's ears, and he had to step in and take some immediate actions by removing him. And he was immediately replaced by another person. So Fubara, yes, is exercising his control in Rivers, we know, but in some areas Wike may also want to fight back. That is why Fubara is telling the people of Rivers State that this council committee chairman that he had initially introduced to every local government in the state, whereby he inaugurated them after the previous chairman their tenure has expired. He brought in some caretaker committee chairmen to oversee the affairs of the local government councils across the state. But Fubara is trying to let them know that this fight will not be an easy one, because their coming in as caretaker committee chairman wasn't easy, and they would face some obstacles along the line. Some certain figures would want to drag them to court over this decision, but has also maintained that he will show them who is in charge in the state. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.